Hello, welcome to Reju's IAS. Today in this lecture, we're starting a new course on Indian polity. You will be very glad to know that we from Reju's IAS starting a free course on UPSC preparation. Today we are going to start our first class, that is on Indian polity, because Indian polity has a huge weightage in UPSC examinations, especially whenever you are going to read Hindu newspaper analysis or Hindu newspaper. This topic is very important because not everything, many things that will come in the newspaper are directly related to Indian polity. If you don't understand Indian polity properly, you would not be able to read Hindu newspaper properly. So before starting our class, let's say you something. At the first some initial classes, we shall be discussing about some core ideas about Indian polity. We are not going to start directly Indian constitution. At first we shall be discussing about the relevant topics, relevant terms that is very necessary to learn Indian polity properly. Today we shall be starting with the organs of the government. Organs of government. You know, Indian polity is about the administration of the state. At first we have to know what does the state consist of. A state consists of mainly three bodies. The first body is called legislature. The second body is called executive, and third body, and this is one of the most important bodies of Indian polity, that is judiciary. At first we shall be discussing about legislature. So what is the concept? What do you know about legislature? Legislature is a body. Okay, legislature is a body. That means legislature consists of a group of people. Legislature consists of a group of people who are vested with the power of making laws. That means legislature make laws. Legislature is the body who make laws. What does it mean? That in a country, various kinds of laws are made for the welfare of the people, for the interest of the people. Who make this law? These laws are made by legislature. Now in Indian context, our legislature is generally called parliament. Legislature is called parliament, and this parliament is divided into two bodies, two separate bodies. One body is called Lok Sabha and another body is called Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha, people from all over the country comes. That means people from all over the country elect the members of the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha members are directly elected by the people of India from different constituencies within the country. And Lok Sabha is called the lower house or house of the people. That means Lok Sabha represents the people of India. On the other hand, there is an upper house, that is Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha represents not to the people but to the state. And Rajya Sabhas, the member of the Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected and some members are nominated by the presidents. So Rajya Sabha represents the states and Lok Sabha represents the people of India, and these two bodies together make what we call laws. Say for example, some days before we have seen that in 2019 a controversial law was made, that is Citizenship Amendment Act. So every year, in order to execute the public promises, the promises government make to the public and for the welfare of the public, government enact or make some laws. After making the laws, this is the primary stage of the government, primary work of the government. After the making laws, the most important task is to execute these laws. Now the question is, who will execute these laws? The laws will be executed by the executive body of the government. At first, what did I say? I said that legislature is vested with the responsibility of making all the laws in the country, and executive is vested with the responsibility of executing the laws made by the legislature. Now the question appears, what consists of this executive? Who are the executives? Executives are no one but the Council of Minister, that means COM, Council of Minister, and that will be headed by Prime Minister in Indian context. Okay, and this executive are directly selected from the legislature. That means in Indian context, the executives are directly selected or appointed by the parliament itself. There are many members in the parliament, you know that. In Lok Sabha we have 543 members, and in Rajya Sabha we have 245 members. Among these members, some members will be picked up and will be given the status of executive or minister, and these ministers, who are called generally executive, will implement all the laws made by the parliament. And after that comes the final position of the judiciary. So what is the importance of judiciary in a democratic system? You know, in democratic system there are some pillars, and amongst these pillars, judiciary takes very important position. Why? Because, say for example, parliament has been given huge power. Okay, parliament has been given huge power. It can make laws for the welfare of the people. It can make laws if it passes the law. Okay, say for example, parliament has made a law for the welfare of the people, but this law is not in sync with the welfare of the people, rather it is against the welfare of people. Now comes the role of the judiciary. What judiciary will do? Judiciary will say that this law goes against the principle of welfare state or welfare of the people, or per se this law is going against the constitution, which validates that the people's interest is of primary interest in the country. Then what will judiciary do? Judiciary will say that this law is unconstitutional or strike down this law. Here comes the role of judiciary. That means judiciary is just checking the power given upon the legislative body. Now suppose a law is made and the law is very good and law is in the interest of the common people, but executive is not implementing the laws properly. Here comes the role of judiciary. What will do the judiciary? Judiciary will direct the executive and ask the executive why executive is not implementing these laws properly. Then executive is bound to implement these laws properly. In a word, we can say that judiciary is keeping a check on the powers of both legislature, that means parliament, and the executive, that means council of minister. Okay, So these are the three organs of the government. The first organ is legislature, which are given the power of making all the laws in the country. The second body comes executive, that is given the power of implementing the laws made by the parliament or legislature. And third comes the role of the judiciary. Judiciary will keep a watch on the working of the legislature. It will, it will see whether the laws made by the legislature is for the interest of the common people or for the welfare of the common people, or it's going against the constitution, or it will see whether the executive is implementing the laws made by the parliament properly. Okay, I hope you have understood these things. Now we shall be discussing about legislature in some detailed manner. You know, India has a federal system of government. What does it mean by the word federal system of government? In a federal system of government, there are two types of government. One is union government, another is state government. So both union government and state government has its own legislature. We have earlier discussed that at union level, the state legislature is called parliament, and parliament has two bodies. One is called Lok Sabha and another is called Rajya Sabha. At present, Lok Sabha has 543 members. Don't mistake it. Don't say that Lok Sabha has 545 members, because some days ago Lok Sabha had 545 members, but with the enactment of the 104th Constitutional Amendment Act 2020, the provision for the reservation of 2 seats for the Anglo-Indian communities has been done away with. Now Lok Sabha has 543 members and Rajya Sabha has 245 members. And these 245 members, among these 245 members, 233 are indirectly elected, and the rest 12 are nominated by the president. Clear? So we have a two-tier parliament. This is called two-tier parliament. That is, one is Lok Sabha, another is Rajya Sabha. In some countries there are one-tier parliament. That means there is only Lok Sabha lower house. There is no case for Rajya Sabha or upper house. In Rajya Sabha we have 245 members and 233 members are indirectly elected by the states, and rest 12 members are nominated by the president from among some fields. What are the fields? Arts, literature, science and social service. That means president will appoint some eminent person who are expertised in art, literature, science and social service as the members of the Rajya Sabha, so that Rajya Sabha can represent some expertise in its functioning. And in Lok Sabha 543 members are directly elected. Mind it, they are directly elected. Earlier Lok Sabha was both an elected as well as a nominated body, but now Lok Sabha is only an elected body. That means all the members are elected by the people of India directly. But when it comes to state level, we can have both one-tier government and the two-tier government. Okay, we can have one-tier legislature or two-tier legislature. What does it mean? In one legislature, we only have the lower house or the state legislative assembly, and in the two-tier legislature, we have state legislative council as well as state legislative assembly. State legislative council, mainly the veteran members of a political party are elected in the state legislative council, and the members of the state legislative assembly are directly elected by the people of that particular state from different constituencies, and these state legislative assembly are vested with more powers than this body, clearly. And from among the state legislative assembly, mainly council of minister, that means the government is set up by CM, that will be headed by chief minister. That means in every state CM heads a government, and the government will have some minister, and the minister will be selected from the council of minister most of the time, though sometimes state minister is selected from the state legislative council as well. Say for example in Maharashtra, if you see that the present CM of Maharashtra is selected from state legislative councils, that means Uddhav Thackeray is from state legislative council, but most of the time the CMs are selected from the state legislative assembly. And if you say, if you look at this, only 6 or 7, I think 6 states have only two-tier legislature. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Today here is the end. After that we shall be discussing more about Indian polity. Thank you.